Welcome to the 404 show. It's Thursday, August 2nd, 2012. I'm surrounded by children.
Let me see that.
Welcome to the big show. My name is Jeff Bacalar.
I'm Justin Yu.
And this is the show where we learn how to archive. So we've got Peter Ha on the program today.
Former friend Peter Ha.
Former friend and colleague.
Former?
Ex-friend Peter Ha.
Yeah, because you guys are in a little hissy fit. And we'll get to that in a second. Peter Ha, you've been on the program many times. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You are now currently the what at TechCrunch? The managing editor?
Correct.
Damn, that's a sick-sounding title. What does that mean, managing editor? What do you manage?
I heard cats all day.
You're a cat
I troll
herder.
the internet.
You do, and then you go surfing when you're done.
I wish I could do that.
I wish you could do that as well. So we're good friends with Peter, as you know if you're a fan of the show. We've had him on a bunch. You moved around a bunch in your career. You were at the Daily for a little bit. You were at TechCrunch. You were at Techland.
Crunch Gear.
Crunch Gear / Gearland.
Not
And
slash
TechCrunch.
And the entire time we've been here, we literally haven't moved for the
I'm
past
very
5 years.
impatient.
That's
makes
fine
me
though.
feel great.
That's good. You're always rolling over. I like that. But something happened. So let's really get to understand what just happened here. You apparently sent a photo
Oh boy.
of Justin to someone that Justin knows from your past
Jeff,
that you
can
work
you
with.
tell the guy sitting next to me to explain the story about what happened? Because I'm not
Sure.
actually talking to him right now.
Okay,
Oh,
so
come on,
you guys
Justin.
are fighting,
Come
which
on.
is awesome.
I just gave you a
just-
trucker hat.
he
This is
just-
how you repay
You
me?
just gave me stink eye.
You
This
guys,
is not how friends
on.
Dude,
treat each other.
What?
Asian on Asian crime is an epidemic. Okay, we can't have that happen in our studio.
It's true.
Okay.
What happened, Peter? Tell me your side of the story. I want to hear it. This is gonna be like a people's court sort of situation.
Where's that hammer that we keep in here?
Don't worry
Well-
about the hammer.
So Justin asked me if one of my coworkers, if I knew who this person was, and I said yes. And I was
Right.
like, well, why do you ask? Like, oh, I went to middle school and high school with her. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just texted her and brought up his middle school, or the
Mhm.
middle school that you two went to. And she's
Sowers
like,
Middle School.
she corrected me
Indianapolis.
because I never learned how to read or write.
All right.
You
And
spelled
then,
it Sowers, like the sour.
Well, I don't know. You
S-O-U-R.
didn't clarify. I wasn't sure. I don't know how things work in
Don't sass me right
In
now.
In Southern
Indianapolis.
California. So what happened? So you
So
took-
then I sent. She was like, she asked me, "Why are you there?" And I was like, "Well, no." And then I sent a photo of Justin that I took
yeah.
without him knowing.
Yeah,
And
so
he's a
and-
little upset.
and
But
that's
she remembers him.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
cool.
good.
It's
Now,
been like 12 years.
What do you remember of this
Yeah.
girl?
Not a whole. I mean, we went to middle school and high school together. I remember we had Mrs. Carey's English.
All right,
class
that's
together,
very
I believe.
specific. I want to know, like, did you have a relationship with this girl?
We were
you your
friends.
friends?
Yeah. Well, we were friends, but didn't really maintain contact afterward. But then
Yeah.
I saw a press release that she had gotten a job as a community manager, I believe,
Correct.
at TechCrunch a couple months ago. And when you got the job there, I was like, oh, let me ask Peter about this guy, not knowing that you were just going to send some candid photo of me.
Yeah.
It's been
Sorry.
12 years, man.
Hey, you know what? She remembers you. That's the most important part.
Speaking of which, have you been to your high school reunion? I mean, that's
no,
probably either
I have-
coming up or over for you.
I have opted out of the 5 and the 10.
Yeah.
So you had
Thanks
a 5.
to Facebook.
You had a 5 and a 10.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a 5.
Well, that's what happens when you go to a school where your class is less than 100 people.
Oh,
Oh.
I guess. So then you guys all probably are on the same email chain anyway. You can keep in touch that way,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Or that thing called Facebook.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't go to either of my reunions. I was like, I already know what you guys are doing.
Facebook
Yeah.
kind of killed that, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't, though,
I'm
because
also
I mean,
better than all of them. So.
I'm sure you've done a lot more than everyone else.
I mean, who else? Are
past
any of them
year.
managing editors? I don't think so.
I don't know.
You just crap all over him. I love it. so now you got upset because he sent you this he sent this girl this picture of you. Why did you get so upset, man?
No reason. It's weird that people are just taking photos of me and sending them out onto the.
He's
web.
visibly upset with me.
He's upset because it's not like there aren't any photos of you on the internet.
That's
Justin.
the problem. The internet's a tricky
She's
place.
asking
So-
where I am.
so- Well, answer
This
her.
is, it's so.
What-
this
what
is
should
so
I
meta
say?
right now. Tell her to tune into the show.
Yeah, tell her to stream live because now.
Livestream.com.
Yeah. Yeah. What is this
Wait,
whole?
what is it? Live
The
stream?
place is just breaking.
Live stream what?
Livestream.com.
Oh, okay.
She'll get it.
No. Livestream.com what? /404?
No, just livestream.com. I think we're on the front there.
Oh, okay.
The ship is sinking right now. My microphone's cutting in and out.
Oh man. Still not working?
Nope. Oh, here we
Oh,
go. All right, we're
hey,
good. We're
hey,
There
good.
you
I'm
go.
back.
There you go.
I'm back.
Yay.
All right. So
Anyway.
we'll follow up on that saga as it develops.
Yes.
What's going on at
In real
TechCrunch?
time.
What are you guys up to these days?
Right
Besides-
now we're just
besides
getting
scooping everybody.
right now we're just getting ready for our crunch up on Friday in Palo Alto.
You're what?
Our crunch up.
Are you going out there?
No, I'm not.
No. What's a
I-
crunch up?
It's a little mini sort of panel discussion around a very specific topic leading into our annual summer August Capitol party.
Sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah.
What the hell do you do there? What? I don't get it.
So this year's theme is built around the Facebook ecosystem. So we're going to talk to developers and then folks from Facebook and say, like, here's what's happening. What are you guys doing?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very lively discussion about the ecosystem there and what that entails.
Right.
Are you going to ask them about all the fake users that have sort of plagued their site?
I think someone will, hopefully.
So that just came out. There's what is it? 8.5% of Facebook users are not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That seems
almost
pretty
a
low.
billion users, though. I mean,
No, it's not.
yeah, that's 955 million users.
No. What?
Wait.
That would mean no. That's wrong.
No, there's 950 million
total.
users.
Total. What's 8% of that number?
This BBC News article. may
That
be
would
wrong.
mean there are
Well,
like
the
way
BBC
more
is
many people in the
incorrect.
world than there are. There's no. Yeah. They're just that's a misprint.
Wait, it's 950 million, right?
Oh,
For active
total
users.
users.
Total
Yeah,
users.
yeah,
So it's
active
8% of that. Whatever that is.
Yeah.
So that's what, like 90 million?
I don't know.
Or is it 9 million? I'm
math
really
was
bad
not.
at math.
I mean, you guys. I'm sitting in front of you two guys. You're not gonna know. Neither of you are gonna give me the
Whoa.
right mathematical answer. I
Okay,
don't
now
know.
I'm banding
I'm-
back together
I-
with Peter
I just
to go
don't
against
understand.
you
I mean,
for that.
what? I thought that's what we pay you for.
Oh.
That's not necessarily spam users, though, right? Like, I'm sure a big percentage of those fake accounts are probably for like people's dogs and like,
Does that
people
count?
that
Never
create
know.
multiple
I don't know
profiles.
if that counts though.
That might count.
I don't know if it counts.
Let me look at I'm looking at this article. It says duplicate profiles make up about 4.8% of the users,
Yeah.
and then 1.5 are just undesirables, which are like spam bot accounts that just click on likes for
Interesting.
marketing.
Interesting.
And then 2.4% are user misclassified accounts.
What does that mean?
That means that, that means that people that are, creating multiple accounts or ones that just for like fake celebrities and whatnot.
Oh. I have maybe one or two friends who have duplicate accounts.
What about you? You got a fake one?
No.
Don't lie.
I do not.
No.
I wish I did.
Why would you need a duplicate account? Is that like
Yeah.
a lurker account? I know friends
Yeah, but
that
why
do
would
that
I,
on
how could I?
OkCupid.
How can you possibly lurk
Exactly.
on Facebook anymore?
The whole
though?
point is that you
Mhm.
have to be friends with people.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you can't lurk if you have a fake account.
Unless you create a fake profile for someone that they know.
That is so twisted and screwed up.
That's really weird.
That is really weird.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I have duplicate accounts on OkCupid, but that's fine.
well, that's your problem.
Do you really do that?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you know.
No, actually, I don't. You know what the girls do? I've heard a couple of girls tell me that they have duplicate accounts on OkCupid.
So they have like
one is like their
saucy
real one,
and then
Right.
like a saucy one.
another one where they can just lurk around at dudes and look
Mhm.
at their profiles before they decide to
Yeah.
like actually use their real account to hit them up.
I can't relate, but it sounds like a good idea.
Oh,
But-
that's right. You're out of the dating game, aren't
Yeah,
you?
been
The
that
reason
way.
for that is because OkCupid is like LinkedIn, right? Like people can see
Yeah,
when
you
you've
can
been
see.
viewing their profile,
Mhm.
but you can't see who's viewed yours unless you have that option turned on.
Really?
So that's why people create multiples so they can lurk on others to like screen them, I think, before sending a messages.
okay,
Is that right?
I'm learning.
Yeah,
stuff
I don't
today.
know. I think so.
Yeah.
I just know that you can see who's looked at your profile unless they're like in a. Then there's like a private mode or something.
But
or
you are on.
stealth mode.
But you are on OkCupid.
I am.
Do you like it? Have you had success?
I've only been on one date, but honestly, like I'm trying to do a story about dating in this day and age
Mhm.
compared to, let's say, 10 to 15 years ago.
I mean, I just saw all these photos of you with surrounded by chicks on
Yeah.
Facebook, and I was like, man, it was funny because I was looking at it. My wife's like, that Peter High, he gets around, doesn't he? He's a ladies' man. I'm like, I guess, and it was just you surrounded by a bunch of white chicks. It was cool.
There's one Asian in there.
Yeah, you.
There's a hoppa in there.
So what was that like?
That
so
was
you've
at a
only-
wedding.
That was a wedding. I figured.
Yeah.
So you only had one date through OkCupid.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
Yeah. And that's it. You're not. Are you like actively seek? I mean,
No, because I think it's a little bit boring. It's kind of like, all right, what's the next thing that I could possibly look at?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
What
I-
is your?
all right, let's get
Do you have
cuddly.
a go-to first date for your OkCupid dates? I'm gonna close
What the
talk
hell
you
is
the
going
entire
on
day.
here?
Peter, do you have an OK?
I feel like we're the NBC sportscasters for swimming.
Peter, what's your preferred first online OkCupid date?
No, I have a little place I like to go on first dates.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, I
Can
wanna
you let
hear
us
about
know
it.
your?
That up?
Come
Tell
on.
us what it
I
is.
will
Let me
give
guess.
it up.
Let me guess then. Is it a flea market?
No.
Oh, well, that's always my.
Is it
OK.
like a dim sum place?
Why? Because of age.
Where's that hammer that we keep in here?
I'm not. That wasn't. What? That's not a joke.
No, we're not going to be talking about my dating life.
I want to hear more about
What?
it because you seem
There's
to be
this
this
little
amazing bachelor.
cozy little wine bar in the Lower East Side that I like to go
You
to.
would go there.
Okay, I got
What?
Peter Ha's OkCupid profile.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
up
you
here.
don't.
Just
Oh,
kidding.
I
No,
would love to
don't.
look at that.
I'll give you the URL. Don't
What are
worry.
the 5 things people notice first about you?
How do you know they're
How
five?
could anyone answer
Because
that?
that's part of the OkCupid profile.
I
They
think it's
ask you to
because
fill
of
that
that
out.
I'm Asian.
Oh,
But
you
how
put
could
that?
anybody answer
No.
that?
What do you mean?
How could anyone answer what other people think about when they see
Okay,
them?
yeah. I mean, a lot of people do like the "you tell me" thing, or
Oh,
like
that's-
my face, or something.
Or when it used to be like age, sex, location.
ASL?
Be like,
Yeah.
Ask me.
Can you tell us
Yeah.
about? You said you've only been on one date, right?
Correct.
So you haven't had any really terrible, like nightmarish dates. I feel like everyone either has those or like really creepy messages that they've gotten. Actually, it's always girls that have those.
I'm trying to
messages.
think if I've told this girl my last name.
Wait, what? Okay,
The one that I went on a date.
that's okay. No one can find the show.
I don't want to talk.
That's okay. You can
Talk smack.
disclose that.
No,
Yeah.
it's fine. So yeah, I've only
you
been
know.
on one date. Nothing terrible so far.
Mm-hmm.
Although there have been a couple instances where I'll message a girl and then they will respond, and then we'll kind of go back and forth about trying to figure out a time to like go grab a drink, and then they sort of drop off.
Because that's like a relationship in itself, the back and forth.
But I
with
try and
emails.
keep those very limited.
Mm.
I'm like, what would we possibly talk about if we actually did go on a date?
See, I feel like the key to doing the online dating thing is to only exchange a very limited amount of first messages and then
Right.
immediately meet up so that you don't waste too much time if things
Well,
don't
that's
go
what
well.
that was my approach. I was like, hey, we should grab a drink,
Right.
and she's like, sure. When? I
Hmm.
give her a time, and she's like, oh, that doesn't work. How about something else? So I
Mhm.
come back to her with another time, and then that's where it's dropped off for a couple girls.
Right.
She's like, this guy's too busy for me. I don't even want to deal with him.
But I'm confused. I'm like, you're the one asking me for an alternate time.
Yeah.
So then why would you just
Would
immediately-
you have a problem giving out your phone number to someone that you presume isn't a serial killer after a few messages?
Well, that's why I have a Google Voice number too.
Oh, there you go. So you should
Yeah.
start doing that, and then you can
That's
text
smart.
and
Oh.
send funny photos to each other.
That's pretty smart.
Funny
man.
photos.
That's what I always do. Yeah.
Funny photos.
hmm Like funny photos
You
of like
serious?
pets and dogs and stuff. you
That's
find
your
on the street.
currency.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
your like.
And that works.
Dude, girls love pets.
That's your game currency.
Yeah, but that's like saying, here's my brother's baby who I'm just gonna like take around so I
Yeah.
can get some.
It's more
Yeah.
like, look,
Shit.
this is what I'm seeing right now. Like, it's just something to talk about.
You know what?
Interesting.
As weird as he is, and as strange
Think
as
about
the
that,
things
though.
the things that he does are,
yeah.
he he knows what he's doing in
All
some
right.
capacities.
I may ask you to coach me then.
We'll have a 404 red light episode. and
I would
I'll-
love
Ooh.
I'll
for
show
you to
the
do
ways
like a
of the
pickup artist
OkCupid
episode.
Jedi.
Yeah, we need like a pickup artist
That'd be
episode. All right, I want to talk a little bit about your history. So
Yes.
news came out, the Daily, where you used to work.
Correct.
They laid off a third of their workforce.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer.
It is a bummer when anyone loses their job, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure who is a part of that layoff.
Yeah.
I've only talked to a couple people, and the couple people I've talked to, they still have their jobs. But it's just really unfortunate, you know. It was a very lofty, aspirational project to begin with, and I don't
Mhm.
think they're going to go anyway. They're not going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of worried about because I subscribe. I really do
Yeah.
like the Daily a lot. But it's just I don't know. And we can only assume. We can only
Yep.
sort of guess at the reasons. I would
Yeah.
imagine maybe subscriptions weren't awesome.
I remember looking at your iPad at the Daily
Yeah,
a few times.
it's
and what I
really
was really
good.
impressed with was all the graphic designs.
Of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
And the photos were incredible as
Yeah.
well. I'd imagine that for a daily newspaper, that's going to require a huge amount of a graphics team. I read online that a lot of the cuts were made to the graphics team as
Yeah.
well as sports and opinion.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's got to be really tough to maintain. Also, I feel
It's
like
just a lot of work.
Yeah.
the Daily was kind of competing with the internet, right? Like the whole
Yeah.
messaging seemed like it was a way to, cut through the fat of the internet.
Yeah.
Like they're daily curators. You don't have to search any other websites. That's a tough enemy to make, right? I mean, if you're trying to compete against something as big as the web,
Right.
it's a hard sell.
I had some suggestions for them during my tenure there and before I left, but it's
You just got Rupert Murdoch on speed dial.
hey Rupert,
Hey,
this is what you
Rupp.
got to do.
You just call him Ruppy. Just be like, hey, dude, I got some ideas for you, sir.
It more or less went something like that.
Yeah. He'd be like, look, Peter, I gotta call you back. You are my number one priority, but I have to call
I
you
got
right
some
back.
other stuff going on.
Some other fish to fry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can still check the Daily out if you're interested. It's pretty cheap. The subscription was always pretty cheap. I thought
Look,
it was
it's
very
$40
reasonable.
for the year.
Very
You get
reasonable.
What, crossword, Sudoku, weather, and horoscope every single day?
It's worth
Yeah.
the price of admission
Hey,
altogether.
come on.
Is it not?
You know?
I would pay for that if they had like a web-based app where you could just look at it
Yeah.
on a computer.
Well, you know what? It's still evolving. They're still trying to figure it out. So,
Hmm.
we'll see what happens.
All right. I want to shift gears back to you and where you're at right now. What are you interested? The summer's always a very lame, in my opinion, very lame sort of let down in terms of tech news and stuff like
Yes.
that. What are you into right now? You're sort of like me. You sort of hate first and ask questions later, that sort of thing.
I hate all the way through.
Yeah. It's deep. It runs deep in you and I. But what's making you upset? What's making you happy these days with tech?
Right now, because we're getting ready for Disrupt in September in San Francisco,
Yeah.
I've actually been able to see a lot of really cool startups that have applied for Battlefield, and reviewing those and kind of going through that. So it's been pretty exciting to see, I guess, in terms of trends, what people think are going to be important for this year and next year.
Mhm.
So it's pretty exciting to see that. But I think we're going to have a pretty good Battlefield in September in San Francisco. So if you guys want to come check it out, there's going to be some really, really cool stuff. And I don't say that lightly.
I know, I really that's like a huge thing for you to say.
Yeah.
Because nothing impresses you.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that's happened in the past has always been sort of software-based, web-based products.
Right.
And I think you're going to start to see some more hardware startups coming up, and not like Kickstarter maker people, like actual
Tease us though.
folks.
Give us a little taste.
Um, Let's
Give us
see.
a little flavor, a little bit
Little
of the
flavor?
flavor. Yeah. You know?
One that I'm really excited about is a two-wheeler with a really weird and crazy engine,
So
inside
this
of
is
it.
a bicycle. This is a bike.
something like that.
Huh. What does it do?
It's a little like.
So this is
Tron.
for kids? This is like a
No,
kid,
this is like legit. It's gonna like.
like a mini motorcycle.
What does it do? What is so cool about it? He can't say.
It's a fully enclosed, sort of two-wheeled motorized vehicle
Huh.
that is going to.
Change the world. Is it a bicycle or is it a car?
You're describing what I
It's
saw in
kinda
The
like a
Dark Knight
car.
Rises.
Is it?
It's
You're
not-
saying it's the tumbler.
It's not quite
like
the tumbler.
It's the bat
wheels
bike.
aren't going to tumble quite like
Okay.
that. No, it's
You
an
are-
untippable motorcycle. That's the easiest way to put it.
Okay, that's
An atypical
lucid.
motorcycle.
No, untippable.
Untypical.
Atypical.
Untippable.
Untippable.
Correct.
Oh,
Oh.
like the Segway. Is there a gyroscope in it?
That's
Not
see,
like the
that's
Segway in any way,
interesting.
shape, or form.
So
It's
so it's
way better
basically
than that.
something that can't crash or flip.
Correct.
Ooh, this is a fun game.
Hmm.
It's pretty sweet.
So it is the tumbler.
It could be the tumbler.
That's so cool.
Interesting. So when can we expect to see this for ourselves?
September
Since you're being
10th
so
through the
dubious.
12th.
Okay. All right.
All right, and you'll be out there covering.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes, yes.
So what else? What about Apple's back in the news with their announcements incoming
Yeah,
next month?
supposedly next month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think
Yeah.
about the idea of a smaller iPad?
Look, man, I honestly, just based on what I see with any other 7-inch tablet, it'll
Mhm.
probably do really well with the female demographic.
Huh?
Interesting.
With just
They love it because
put
it's
it in a
smaller. They
clutch.
can put it in their purse, and not to be
Right.
like sexist, but that's the feedback that I've heard from girls. They're
No,
like,
that
as
makes
opposed to the
sense.
iPad, as light as it is,
it's
Mhm.
still the
it's
size
still a little
of a
bit
magazine,
heavier
yeah.
than a 7-inch tablet.
Of course.
And I remember when Samsung came out with that very, very, very first Android
Mhm.
tablet that was 7 inches. Like, you go back and look at all the reviews. Joanna Stern from ABC, I think she was at Engadget at the time. She was like, "I love this tablet."
Yeah.
She's like, "Because it was small. And I didn't like feel like I was going to drop it on my face if I'm reading it in bed."
Right. That was my first
Yeah.
complaint about the first iPad, is that it was too heavy.
Yeah.
I remember netbooks took off right away with the female demographic for the same reason,
Yeah.
is that they wanted something light to carry around in their bag. That makes sense.
And again, you're right. It's not sexist. If it was culturally acceptable for men to carry around Merces, we'd all be psyched about it too,
Yeah.
right? You know?
But we carry around backpacks and bigger
which lets
messenger
us
bags,
carry
so we
iPads.
can carry.
Because
Yeah,
we have
the
like
larger.
the big things on our backs.
Yeah.
That's
Did you
why we're
guys
all
see the
hunched
photo
over.
of that guy? I think it was in a subway station in New York, actually. He had an iPad stuffed into the back of his belt.
What?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
and that's
yeah,
how
we
he
put
was
that up.
carrying that around. Yeah.
It was in Grand Central. He just
Yeah.
had his iPad tucked in between his pants,
Mhm.
or not in between his pants, but in
Like in between his tucked-in shirt and his pants.
Correct. Yeah.
My thing with the iPad is that I'm never comfortable carrying it outside of a hard shell sort of case.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to drop it.
I don't want to drop it. I
Yeah.
don't want it to get, squashed a little bit.
Right.
Because even if you have that smart cover on it and you put it somewhere like on a couch, someone sits on it by accident, it's
Oh,
gonna
it's
crack.
toast.
It's gonna
Yeah.
crack.
Mm-hmm.
So I always really, I'm obsessed with keeping it inside this hard case, unless I'm leaving it on a coffee
It
table.
always amazes me to see people who are walking around the streets of even Manhattan.
Yeah, I know
like,
what you're gonna say.
using it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
That's
Like, what if
900
somebody
bucks in
like
your hand.
bumps you?
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Or
over.
grabs it and then takes off down the street.
You're totally right.
You know?
It blows my mind when I see someone just rip it out of a sleeve.
Yeah.
And it's just naked. There's nothing around
Yeah.
it. Maybe we just hold these products at such a higher level, but
I'm just
it's
worried.
so disturbing.
Maybe I'm a klutz, but I feel like any little tiny movement could possibly just, go flying out of my hands.
Right. That's why I feel like a 7-inch tablet would be kind of more annoying to have to keep track of.
Right.
Like I feel like I would lose it a lot
Yeah.
easier because you're not putting that in your pocket still. It's too big
Yeah.
to do that. I would hate to have to keep pulling like a calculator-sized object in and out of my bag.
Right.
I'm gonna be more prone to just set it on the counter when I need to pick something up.
Yeah.
And there it is. Like it's just gonna.
Have
get
either of
lost.
you guys been at like a major event, like a concert or a sporting event, where people have pulled out their iPads to take photos and
Yeah.
videos?
Well, sporting events and a concert are two very different things.
Okay. But
I've
either
seen
way.
it at a sporting event,
Yeah.
not at a concert. I've seen it
I
a
see.
lot at baseball games.
Right.
Well, because
Really?
baseball, you can read a newspaper while you're at the baseball game because it's so
True.
freaking boring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that sort of environment, I think, allows you to take it out there. Do you know what I mean?
Still a little bit.
It never looks cool.
Yeah,
It's not
doesn't
that it
look
looks cool. I don't care if it looks cool or not. It's just, is it practical?
It's just not practical.
well, in the
Like,
sunlight, it's
quality
not
is
either.
terrible,
The
is
sunlight is terrible too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I saw a lot of people using it in Manhattanhenge in New York.
Oh, really?
It's like a very local thing, but
Yeah.
apparently like a couple times a year the sun lines up in between the buildings of the avenues in New York.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it gives like a really cool image of a sunset, which apparently New
Streets.
Yorkers don't see. Yeah, and
Wait.
it like illuminates the buildings on the streets.
Yeah, it's
Kind of cool.
It's something like on 34th or 42nd, whatever, one of those long corridors.
Right.
So you can see from river to river, and
Yeah.
the sun
Right.
like gets in between.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very local thing.
Yeah.
Some people might be like, "Oh, that sounds stupid," but you
It's
know
a
what?
sunset.
When you live in Manhattan and you don't really see the sun that often,
Right.
It's kind of cool to see it. Like,
It's true. You're always
Yeah.
used to these very odd casted shadows
Yeah.
and these strange sort of reflections that
Right.
only happen for like 15 minutes a day and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Especially if you sit next, you have a window in your office,
Right.
or you sit there, you're like, oh, that's strange.
oh, there's
Yeah.
the sun.
Oh, there's the sun. I can make it off 4 different reflections there.
Awesome.
There it is.
Amazing.
It's still
It's
around.
still there.
You know what I'm hoping that Apple announces pretty soon is a new iPod Nano. I feel like that
Really?
hardware is up for a refresh. And
I-
I remember when we did the Walking Dead Escape at Comic-Con, I was saying that all they need to do is put a camera inside one of those
Yeah.
things, and it could be the new GoPro. Like GoPros have taken off over the past few months, and athletes love that kind of thing. All they would have to do is add either a watch strap that's Apple endorsed, or a bunch of different straps that you can put in a helmet. Like you're a big motorcyclist, that's a huge thing to just take videos of,
Yeah,
coastal
GoPro's been
drives.
pretty huge the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
why hasn't Apple taken advantage of that and just put an HD camera
Actually-
in there?
You're not.
Oddly enough,
Yeah.
Mophie announced, I think yesterday, this like action sports package for iPhones.
Oh,
so
to-
essentially,
to
like,
mount that.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's like in a hard shell, and then you can mount it like on a helmet or whatever it is.
See, the thing with the GoPro though is that it is most certainly designed for that.
yeah,
you-
absolutely.
The if they ever did that for a Nano, that
Mhm.
would be an afterthought.
But it's not the camera itself that's really special. It's just the case. It's
Right,
the
but it's-
indestructible plastic case, and then the rubber straps.
I
that
still
come
think
with it.
they're
like the-
more sturdy and sort of rugged than an iPod Nano. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I feel like that thing still is more.
Yeah, but wasn't there recently like a prototype leak of the new Nano that
I didn't
showed that
see
it
it.
had a camera? I
That's-
think it was in that small
I believe
clip.
I believe
Yeah.
it.
It still has that small clip form factor.
I also think the lens on the GoPro is really good.
Mhm.
They
Yeah, it's
pretty
gotten
much
a
have,
lot better.
They have a great sort of image quality on
Yeah.
that tight little package.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing's no bigger than, I don't need, like a mouse.
Mhm.
It's like half the size
Yeah.
of a mouse. It's
Just
amazing.
a couple boxes of matches.
Yeah, it's right, exactly.
Like 3 or 4 boxes of matches.
And the quality is amazing. The audio, yeah, you're not going to get the greatest audio out of
Yeah.
that, and you sort of go into that knowing it. But it does have an audio in. You could use like a lav or some sort of
True.
wireless mic,
Right.
if you were so inclined. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. All right, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about our favorite hot sauce ever.
Let's talk
Sriracha?
about a segment that I like to call Asian People News. And that only happens when you're on, so I'm really excited about this.
We
'Cause
need
Jeff
a,
never lets me do it.
we need a
Pepsi
special
tattoo.
like segment bumper for Asian people.
Even though now that
Orientals.
Ariel is in here every day, we're outnumbering you at least 2-1. Today, 3-1.
Yeah, I guess. Go on. So I won't
You're also
explain
in the
it.
corner, so we can come after you if we
Yeah.
It's
want.
true. So I won't understand this story. Is that what you're saying?
No, but I'm going to request that we all take off our shoes before I explain it.
Very good.
So this is really cool. I saw this on ThinkGeek today. This is. Do you guys know what sriracha is?
Of course.
By you guys, I
Rooster
mean you,
sauce.
Jeff. Yeah, rooster sauce, right? It was created in L.A. It's kind of got this. I don't know. How would you describe it?
I would describe it as like a
tangy-
garlicky,
garlic
chili, tangy spice.
It's delicious.
It's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
You gotta use it in moderation, though. It can
It's
get,
really good
Yeah.
on pizza.
Oh, it's so good on pizza.
I use
Cold
it on
pizza.
that. I use it pretty much on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Eggs.
I like
Yeah.
that's yeah. I'll go there.
I
I
put
like
on
dipping
anything.
fries in it.
Mm.
Yeah, I said
I've
it.
never
Add it
done
to
that.
ketchup. You ever done that before?
No. Oh,
Good.
that's crazy.
Yeah, make popsicles out of it. It's all good. Yeah, ThinkGeek just debuted sriracha lollipops, and you can buy them either in sets of 4 or individually.
Oh, that's weird.
4 packs, $10. Single, $3.
Why would
Would you
a
want to suck
lolli-
on this?
No.
That would be
No.
pretty
This is
fiery,
not
right?
This is arguably the worst application ever.
This is arguably the worst advertisement ever, too. I hope our
Oh, it's-
video
Why's it got to be an Asian guy?
super
Why's
racist.
it got to be an
Why's
Asian
it gotta
guy?
wear glasses, too?
Yeah.
Why should it be chubby dude?
It's some chubby Asian dude getting ready to scarf down a sriracha lollipop.
Yeah.
You
That's
can
really weird. Why wouldn't it be a girl? I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know.
right?
Why? I just not to be sexist, but I'm just saying.
not to be
why?
sexist, but I'm gonna be sexist.
Yeah.
Ranging in price from $3 to $10. You can buy them for singles, $3, and then a 4-pack for $10.
Mm.
Can you
'Cause
can we order some and the
I
next
would
time I come on we'll try it
love
out
to, dude.
together?
Hands down, definitely gonna do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
All right.
All right, we'll have them for you next time.
You and Jeff will
Psych.
share one.
Yeah, we'll do like Lady and the Tramp sort of style.
Mm.
That'll be sick. All right, do we have anything else before we gotta say goodbye?
Well, we got a couple words that were added to the Oxford English Dictionary.
Oh, all right.
Let this be the last story that we talk about.
Sure.
What what's really sad is that I feel like every year, Jeff, you and I talk about the new words that are added to the Oxford English Dictionary. Like I think we did that in 2009,
That's okay.
probably a few years prior. But with like social media getting so popular and Urban Dictionary, man, I must check that site like 4 or 5 times. The last thing I looked up on Urban Dictionary was bees in the trap. And I felt
What?
like such a white guy when I did that because I just didn't know what that was.
Yeah,
What
I
does
don't
that
know. I'm a
mean?
white guy. I don't know what that is.
Anyone
Bees in the
you guys
trap.
Bees
anyone
in the
heard
trap?
that before? Yeah, Ariel, you know what I'm talking about? There's that Nicki Minaj song, "Bees in the Trap." Don't look at me sing it. Ariel, you sing it.
No idea. Yeah, I
love
stole his
that.
mic.
You got lucky today.
Wait, so I'm sorry. We
Could
can't
you
really
just
be taking
explain?
anything serious that she says.
No, but
Bees
Okay.
in the trap?
Let me
It's
just-
like
Assuming it's some
bees
sort
like
of
a
euphemism
honeybee
for-
with
Yeah.
the letter B.
what do you think that means?
Bees in the
I
trap?
bees in the trap.
I bees in the trap?
Is that
She's saying
that's the lyric? I
Yeah.
bees in the trap.
Mm-hmm.
the letter
she's-
I?
Peeing somewhere? I don't know.
No. We got to figure this out
I
because this
bees
is good.
in the trap.
Yeah,
She's saying I myself bees in the trap.
yeah.
I bees. I'm
I don't
maybe like a
know.
buzzing. There's some sort of buzzing thing in the
You know
She's
what I
trap.
getting
mean?
a haircut?
Is
Sa-
it
what does it
stupid? Is
mean?
it stupid? Wait, no. Give us a hint.
Okay, do you know what the trap is?
He's saying the trap is what?
The trap is like, it's like
The trap is.
Is it lady parts?
it's like a low income housing.
Yeah.
So a
Oh.
project.
A project, an apartment. someone's
Okay.
place.
So the trap is a
Generally where they sell drugs at.
okay. So
Oh.
bees in the trap.
I bees in the trap.
I bees.
She's in the trap.
I think you're overthinking it.
No,
She's
the-
slinging
she's
drugs
in the trap. She's in the trap.
I think that's what that means.
She's just,
Like
she's in the trap.
Yeah.
So bees had nothing to do with.
Show
So
your
she's in the trap. So she's
So
in the
trap is really the thing that we should be looking at.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
it makes sense
bees
that
in
none
the
of us know
trap.
what that means because
Yeah.
none of us are in the trap.
Okay, I think we need to stop giving her money.
But
That's what we
anyway,
have to do.
the point
I think that's the lesson learned here.
yeah,
Stop giving Nicki Minaj money.
right, is the lesson.
And
to
go
be
buy
learned here.
sriracha lollipops.
Seriously, you're better off. More
Yeah.
value with the lollipops.
Mhm.
Oh man! All right,
Anyway,
so
along
go through
those
these new
lines,
words.
there's a lot of new words that came out this year that are actually added to the Oxford English Dictionary. A bunch of which probably shouldn't be, and they're old too, like chillax.
Oh,
No one
jeez,
uses
really?
that
That's the
anymore.
worst, right? Bromance, bling.
Bling
Bling
isn't?
just got added to the Oxford English Dictionary, which is got to be the whitest thing ever. Jeggings.
Come on.
Wait, but dough, like Homer Simpson's dough, is
Right.
in the dictionary now.
Locavore. I've never heard that before, but it makes sense. It's
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
one of those combination words. Diet that you only eat locally produced food.
Correct. You're thinking of portmanteaus.
Right, portmanteau.
How
yeah.
is
Which a
maybe
lot of these are.
Yeah.
Brom. Oh, that's just
Noob
terrible.
is now a word.
How's it
OMG.
spelled?
Not
No
with the
zeros,
zeros,
not
no
zeros.
there.
It's N-O, like noob Cybot.
Yeah. Totes. Oh man, those are a whole different
Oh.
set of words that I really dislike. The shorteners.
Twitterati. That's interesting.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, keen or frequent users of the social networking
Is
site.
tweet a word?
That's been a word for a
Oh,
while.
it has
Tweet was
been?
always a word, but I think they just amended
Oh,
it
right,
to,
right,
to
okay.
reflect what it's
All right.
now used for.
I think some of the more interesting ones don't have to do with tech. Like there's 35 of them. I think like 30 are all like cyber related
Yeah.
stuff. But truthiness is one of them.
Wasn't that the Colbert thing where he got that added a while ago?
Was it? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
Is that
thought
the
so.
origin of that?
Yeah, I
It's
thought so.
the quality of seeming to be true. Or upcycle is another one. I didn't realize that wasn't a word.
Yeah. How is that not a word?
And then whatevs. It's also another one of those short
What about
ones.
Whovian?
How does it even?
Whovian, a fan of the British science fiction television series Doctor Who.
Yeah.
This is the end, folks. We've reached the end.
I mean, is Trekkie in there?
That definitely
I
has to be
mean-
in there. If they're letting crap like this in,
Right.
there's clearly a lot of stuff that's already made the cut.
Crunk.
I'm blown away by this.
Wrong.
Yeah, it's
Terrible.
crazy. Anyway, we got to call it quits for today. Peter Ha, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having
Always
me.
love shooting the crap with you.
Yeah.
Check out TechCrunch, techcrunch.com, and follow Peter on Twitter at the Peter Ha. Right?
Yes.
All right.
Much
Thanks for
appreciated.
doing that. We will send out. We finally heard from our sleep clock winner. You'll be getting your clock.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got going on? That's it, right?
That's it for this week.
That's it. Back tomorrow, finishing up the week on the right foot. We'll see you guys then. 866-404-CNET. That is our phone number. Or you could email us to 44@cnet.com. We will be back Friday, and then we'll finish up the week and have a great weekend. It's the way we do it. Until then, I'm Jeff Bakalar.
And I'm Justin Yu.
It's the 404. High tech, low brow. Have a great Thursday. Thanks again to Peter Ha. Little golf clap for Peter Ha. Little golf clap. And we'll see you guys.
I'll let you know how that text message conversation goes.
Yeah,
Justin.
we need to follow up on that.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time. Later.